Hello and welcome once again to Historia Chain, Episode 2. I am Jeremy Hattenborough and I shall be your host. In this episode we will be covering what caused castles to change and how far they have developed over the centuries. What is the definition of castle? A castle is a properly fortified military residence with a range of different features. They were originally designed and built to secure control over conquered territories. They served to scare and strike fear into the local rightless peasants. They also served as a right royal retreat, where a lord could live it up and lord it over his minions. Although between 1066 and 1485, over 1,500 magnificent castles were created in England and Wales, the castle had to begin somewhere, and it took the form of the Motte and Bailey, introduced by King William himself in the 11th century, and lasted until the late 1200s, pretty good since they were easily destroyed. Once you got past the ditch with fire and wood doesn't last, it rots. A great leap of evolution followed. The stone square keep castle, first built during the 12th century, which could be taller, bigger, without the fear of burning down or collapsing. Alas, they were still no match for the new offensive weapons, like mines, a small tunnel used under a corner which would take down two walls, letting all the invaders in. However, thanks to the Crusade, we took inspiration from the Muslims, and between the 13th and 14th century we began the concrete castle, a great improvement of the previous castle, as these castles included a heavily fortified shell, not like one a tortoise has, but with a secondary wall, one inside the other, rounded towers, and all the latest gadgetry, giving the defenders a more comfortable living condition. To sum up, less fighting equals more living. Well, until the cannon came along. Throughout the medieval castle period, castles changed and developed quite quickly, well, about every 100 years or so, but they still all work on the same concept: power, conquest, and to share some of the same features like walls, living areas, etc. So they continue to fulfill their purpose. Despite this, castles all across England and Wales would have progressed much faster if their leaders didn't spend most of their time on war and more time on education. To conclude, castles have evolved hugely since their creation, from a hill covered with wood stakes to an impressive fortress decked with the greatest defensives. Thank you for watching, and remember to have fun.